Have you ever wondered why white flakes fall out of your hair when you scratch it? This is called dandruff, and it's formed when a fungus called Malassezia feeds on the oils of your scalp, breaking them down into acid-like substances, causing irritation. In response, your skin cells renew too quickly in an attempt to repair the irritation, causing dead cells to pile up and start flaking. On April 19, 1995, MacArthur Wheeler decided to rob two Pittsburgh banks in broad daylight, unmasked. Security cameras picked up good images of holding a gun to the teller. When officers showed up at his house, in disbelief, he exclaimed, "But I wore the juice," thinking that rubbing lemon juice on his face would make him invisible to cameras. Officers determined that Wheeler wasn't delusional or under the influence of drugs, just wildly mistaken. See, that's because when he rubbed lemon juice over his face and took a photo with a Polaroid camera, the lemon juice made his face invisible to the ink. In 2017, a woman in the UK was seen vomiting poop. It all started when she began experiencing severe abdominal pain after going what was supposed to be a normal surgery. During the procedure, doctors were attempting to remove a small fluid-filled sac around her bowel. However, without realizing, they accidentally punctured her bowel, causing feces to leak into her abdomen. As the waste started to build up, it led to a blockage in her intestines. This prevented the waste from passing through her digestive system, resulting in her vomiting it out. If you go to sleep and suddenly feel like you're falling, there's actually a reason for this. It's called hypnic jerk, and it happens when you're about to fall asleep. During this process, your brain can sometimes misinterpret your muscles relaxing as a sign that you're actually falling. In response, it sends a burst of energy to your muscles to try and catch yourself, leading to your body twitching and suddenly waking up. In 1988, during a flight to Hawaii, the roof of a commercial plane unexpectedly ripped open mid-flight, exposing passengers to the sky. Passengers had no access to oxygen tubing and became incapacitated. Investigators realized it was caused by significant metal fatigue, which resulted in explosive decompression. Despite this, the pilot managed to lower the altitude to stabilize the cabin pressure and successfully executed an emergency landing in Honolulu, with 94 out of the 95 individuals surviving. If you're severely obese, you can get surgery to remove the excess fat. This is called liposuction, and it's when a surgeon puts you to sleep and inserts a tube into your body to suck out the fat. During the process, the surgeon moves the tube around to avoid taking too much or too little fat, ensuring a natural look. And that's why when you go under anesthesia, the goal is to put you to sleep for a surgery. However, some people can wake up or even be conscious during the procedure. This is called anesthesia awareness, and it happens because the amount of anesthesia given might not be enough to keep your brain fully asleep, causing you to feel pressure or movement. And in very rare cases, patients can actually be conscious for the entire procedure, unable to speak or move, making the experience very painful. If you're ever stranded in the desert with no water, a common theory is to drink it from a cactus. However, you should never do this. This is because the moisture inside the cactus pulp is extremely acidic. If consumed, these acidics can be too strong for the human body and can even damage your kidneys, causing you to feel nauseous or even throwing up. If you're skinny, you might take steroids to get muscular. This is because steroids attach to your muscle cells and help your body synthesize more protein. This increased protein intake also helps your muscles recover quicker, allowing you to become bigger and stronger. And that's why if you super glue your fingers together, don't try pulling them apart, as this can tear your skin. Instead, you want to place your hand in a bowl of warm soapy water, then using a toothbrush, gently wiggle it in between your fingers slowly until they separate. If this doesn't work, dip a cotton swab in nail polish remover and apply it to your fingers. This will slowly dissolve the glue and free your fingers apart. When you sneeze with your eyes open, your eyes can actually fall out. But this isn't true. See, sneezing forces air out of your lungs to your nose and mouth, traveling at a speed of 100 miles per hour. And if you keep your eyes open, the pressure might make it feel like they're about to burst out, but that's impossible. This is because your eyes are held in place by muscles and ligaments within your eye sockets, making sure they don't fall out. This is the world's luckiest man. Meet Frane Selak. In 1962, a train he was on derailed and plunged into an icy river, killing 17 passengers. Selak swam to safety with a broken arm and hypothermia. The following year, during his first and only flight, a malfunctioning door ejected him from the plane, landing him in a haystack. Over the next few years, Selak survived a bus crash into a river, 2 car explosions, and being hit by a bus. Despite these close calls, in 2003, Selak won $1 million lottery. When you get struck by lightning, a massive electrical charge flows through your body. First, the electric shock can rupture the blood vessels under your skin, creating an electrical tree-like pattern on the surface. The current then travels through your body, damaging your nervous system, which can cause you to lose your memory and consciousness. But if you're unlucky, the electricity from the bolt can instantly put you into cardiac arrest, leading to death. When you get older, you'll start seeing gray hairs. This is because hair gets its natural color from a pigment called melanin. And when you're young, your body produces lots of it. But as you age, your natural melanin production slows down, which causes your hair to turn gray. And that's why. Have you ever wondered why Africans are so black? Well, it's actually due to the intense sunlight they faced thousands of years ago. But in order to protect themselves from harmful UV rays, their skin evolved to produce something called melanin, and more of it meant darker skin. The melanin also helped them cool down by blocking a portion of heat from absorbing into their skin, avoiding overheating. In 2022, 57-year-old David Bennett was the first person to receive a heart transplant using a pig's heart. Doctors completed the transplant by removing David's damaged heart. They then carefully placed the pig's heart in his chest and connected the blood vessels to ensure proper blood flow. Sadly, David passed away 60 days after his surgery. When you wake up in the morning, do you ever wonder why your breath stinks? See, when you're asleep, your mouth produces less saliva. This saliva is meant to wash away food particles and bacteria, keeping your mouth clean. With less saliva being produced, your mouth begins to dry out. Bacteria then starts to form at the back of your tongue and throat, causing this bad breath. If you have bad posture, you could die. This is because bad posture causes tension and misalignment in your spine, which can compress your lungs. It can also lead to lower oxygen levels and put stress on your heart, increasing the risk of heart disease. And that's why when you get a tattoo removed, doctors will laser your body to remove the ink. The laser sends out quick pulses of light that breaks the ink into microscopic pieces. Your body's immune system then kicks in and starts clearing away these tiny ink particles. And after a couple of weeks, your skin will be back to normal. If you get stabbed, don't panic, because this can save your life. The first step is to take a deep breath to slow your heart rate and minimize blood loss. Then, stabilize the knife to avoid more damage and carefully apply pressure around the wound with a cloth. And to increase your odds of survival, lay on your back and elevate your legs to slow the bleeding to your vital organs. During the Vietnam War, Vietnamese soldiers put grenades in cans to surprise their enemies. First, they would remove the safety pin and place the grenade in a can, ensuring the safety lever is held down. These cans are then placed on the ground with a tripwire attached that connects them to a tree. As American soldiers walk through the forest, they would unknowingly hit these tripwires, pulling the grenades out of the can and setting them off instantly. On July 13, 2024, a bullet was shot at former President Donald Trump. As he was delivering his speech, the first shot was fired from the roof of a building 400 feet away. This bullet was meant for his head, but at the last second, Trump tilted his head to the right to view a chart, inadvertently saving his life. 2 to 3 more shots were fired immediately after, and just seconds later, a Secret Service sniper stationed on a nearby rooftop fired one fatal shot, which would put an end to one of the craziest assassination attempts in modern day.